We've had a theme, a history of doing last month's budget very late in the game.
We're following that trend, let me tell you.
It's been a wild couple of months.
It's been a wild couple weeks, too.
Yes, but we're going to get into our March budget with a beer in just a sec. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Justine, your host of Debt-Free Millennials. We talk debt, we talk finances, we talk budgets, and this is the guy, my guy, Kyle.
Sup?
I really like talked up your intro there.
Yeah.
Every single month we go over our real income and expenses. We hide nothing. We've got some new little surprises for you for this episode.
I wouldn't call those little.
This is cool. This is very cool. But first,
a beer. All right, so we went to Lake Arrowhead last month, and they have a wonderful brewery there right on the lake. Fantastic, highly recommend it. So we came back with this beer here. It is called Trail Mix Speedway Stout because it's a collaboration between AleSmith and Lake Arrowhead breweries, and they call it Trail Mix because it's like the trail mix that you eat. So they turned it into a stout that's got peanuts, raisins, almonds, cashews, milk sugar, coffee, and M&Ms all in it. And I've had this beer, and we're putting it on the channel because it's delicious.
Shout out to Lake Arrowhead for being fabulous. A great weekend vacation, which we spent money on in March. So magical. What I love about it is because we live so close to the beach, we could drive 2 hours east inland and be in the mountains, and it was snowing, and it was just so magical. I'm like, wow.
Magical, like a fairy tale.
Yes.
Yeah, and it snowed while we were there, and Quinn loved playing in the snow. It was a good time.
I feel like I'm shaking right now. I'm getting dehydrated.
Too much coffee? Dehydrated with caffeine. That's always a good combo.
And then
living on the edge there.
10% alcohol. I mean, let's just do it.
The middle age level edge, right? Something like that.
Yeah. 35 is middle-aged.
Well, if you do the math, it's close. But anyways, it's a delicious beer. It's very sweet and it's very thick. It's like that kind of thick stout that you imagine. And if that's not your cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever, cup of beer, then I get that. I get why people wouldn't enjoy this. But I do, and I love it.
I like it too.
Are we rolling into this? Are we doing this?
Yes, we are.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
We're way behind schedule, like 3 weeks behind schedule.
Okay, this is the surprise I wanted to show you all. So this is not available yet, but I did want to give you a sneak peek of one of my new budget templates that I did a major overhaul with the help of one of my coaching clients, actually. So
that's cool.
Yeah, my signature financial coaching services. If you guys haven't checked that out, links are in the description. She is so killer at creating these formulas. I said, I want to make this a little bit more jazzed up. So this is a preview of one of 2 templates that I'm offering. The regular template is always going to be offered for free. The one that Kyle and I have been using forever and ever, that'll always be for free. However, if you want to take your budget to the next level and you're like, I'm past the beginner stage, I want a little bit more fancy charts and stuff, this will be available for sale on my website coming soon. And so I wanted to give you a preview of what I'm calling the simple template. So there's the simple template and the super template, which I will be debuting here probably the next Beers and Budgeting, just to give you some flavors. So you're gonna see the debt table I left alone just to show you this is what you could utilize if you still have debt that you're wanting to track. And then you're going to see everything pretty much the same as before, except we've added in some handy summary charts to show you exactly how much money
pie chart
we've spent on the big 4 subcategories: the fixed, fun, fudge, and future. That's how I always break down our budget. And then the pre-tax paycheck contributions, that's the same, but then we included down below a nice chart here that shows you how you spent your money out of the actual totals of what you spent for the month.
Cool.
And it's all gradient flavored and all that stuff. So then you can kind of get a sense of
gradient flavored.
Gradient flavor, yeah.
So wait, so like gray The grayscale portion there, that's like some particular category? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and you can actually hover over each of these little slices and see exactly what part of your category or your budget has been allocated towards a specific category.
Cool.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So this is the simple template, and then you're going to see a percentage of each item in our budget, how that's been allocated. So
Okay.
let's go forward with what we normally do.
Hey, look, we have no debt. All right.
Yes.
That's why that part is blank.
Yes.
So we plan on bringing 11,000. We actually brought in 13,760 bucks, which is a ton of money. Wow. And then we ended up with $3,912 left over.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you can see our monthly savings is like,
Way down there.
yeah, not good. That needs to be higher.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that, right?
Okay. I feel like you're going to reveal something in here.
Okay. So going down towards our fixed expenses, you'll notice from last month we said that our rent was increasing, and it did by $150.
Great.
Yay not. Also, you're going to see this a little column here, the DD. That is not designated driver. That is the due date for each of your bills. So if you would like to include the due date here, you can. And then as those are paid, then you would just X them out so that you can keep track of each of those bills inside of your budget.
Cool.
And then all of these have spent from sinking funds and a running total if you have sinking funds set up for specific categories, and then of course the percentages. So if there is a grayed out box, and I think I denoted that below, it has an equation. It should not be edited if you don't want to mess with the template. So just keep that in mind. That's why this stuff is grayed out. I noticed people were trying to update the template here and you're not supposed to, because those all have little formulas baked into it. So disclaimer as we're going through, but let's take a look, because groceries, actually we were way under for groceries this time, $527 out of $675, which I was really happy about.
How?
Because I'm just doing better at meal planning, my man. And we did the weekend in Lake Arrowhead. The groceries that I bought for that were part of the vacation fund.
Okay. Now I get
But
it.
that was like $100.
I feel like I made tuna noodle casserole twice, which is really cheap. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
So I'll put that in green.
Cool. And then gas, we were... Wait, that doesn't make sense.
We went to the gas station twice, and one of those fill-ups I allocated towards the vacation.
Oh, for like Arrowhead, the drive there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's why I was like, we drove for 4 hours. Where was that?
Yeah, I'm actually going to denote this in red, I think. So we spent $593 on car insurance for March because we pay our premiums every 6 months, which offers, I think it's like a $9 per month discount. So it's $100 saved in the year if we switch to every 6 months, which we really enjoy.
Yeah.
Love it.
Not stopping it.
No questions there. We were under our restaurant budget. Put that in green.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a good month. We really scaled back a lot on our spending. 2 Target trips for shopping. I need to kind of look back through my history and see exactly what I spent money on there. Actually, what do you guys think if I put this in red to show that I spent the money as opposed to gray?
Yeah.
And then the gray would be the running totals?
That helps me.
Okay. We spent some money from the Fun Money LA bucket list. We did a day in Hermosa. We also went to Sugarfish in Manhattan Beach.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, go big or go home. Let's do it. And then I spent $176 for my clothing budget. I got a pair of really nice heels for work. Kyle's like, how much did you spend? I was like, don't worry about it. We have a sinking fund.
I'm not a fan of fast fashion for a lot of reasons, but I'm also just like, does high quality have to be expensive? I don't know. Like, I'll get on a soapbox real quick on this one of like, you know, a fridge back from the 80s still works today just fine. And it wasn't like people spent a ton of money on a fridge back then. It was just made to be reliable.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, fridge and clothes, and yeah, you really have to decide what's high quality and what's not.
Yeah. What's worse is when you spend a lot of money on something you think is high quality and then it's not. That's the one that really gets me.
Yeah. Okay. We spent quite a few dollars on gifts. I don't want to
For me? Because I didn't get anything last month.
Yeah, I don't want to get into in the notes because if we bought, and I know we did buy a gift for somebody that's noted in here, that was quite expensive, but it's not, we haven't given the gift yet.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to skip the notes section. I just know we spent a lot of money on gifts in March. Part of that was for Quinn's birthday. Mm-hmm. So she just turned 3.
Wow.
How are you feeling about that?
Terrible. Yeah, because I enjoy her being little. It's fun.
Yeah.
She's a ball of fun right now. So that's the part that I miss. But
yeah.
It's also cool that she's growing up and more talkative and
oh yeah,
all that fun stuff.
She's great. We went out to dinner with my cousins last night, and it was a long dinner. The server just got slow because it got busy, and we sat there for well over an hour.
Oh, closer to 2.
And she did amazing the entire time.
Yep, playing with toys
for the majority of it.
Yeah.
I tried giving her a game on my phone. She played for all of 5 minutes, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then we spent...
Fudge.
Yeah.
Tell the fudge factor here. What's the fudge factor?
There were 2 separate CVS purchases, and I don't know if they were vitamins. I don't know if it was medicine. I have a feeling it was medicine. I can't really remember, so I just was like, this feels miscellaneous, so I put it there.
Okay.
Oh wait, there's 3 charges here. Oh yeah.
The storage unit.
The storage unit.
You'll have to watch another video to figure out why we have a storage unit.
I think we just gave them a little Easter egg without really knowing it.
Look at us.
Oh boy. Guys. $942 on Lake Arrowhead? That can't be right.
That seems really high.
It's not all Lake Arrowhead. What's this last 288? Oh. There's a separate flight in there.
Okay.
About $300 of that is the flight. So $600 is what we spent on Lake Arrowhead. For the weekend.
Wow. Okay. That was a good time. It was worth it. It was nice to be out of the city and in the mountains and it'd be quiet.
We invited another couple who has a little boy Quinn's age, and this Airbnb had a lot of toys, very kid friendly, had high chairs, had pack and play. It literally was outfitted with everything. So it was so great. So close to downtown Lake Arrowhead. So we were close to the brewery where we picked up this. And it was just really nice, even though it was cold, but we really liked that. We're like, ooh,
I know. It's so funny. We don't get a winter here, so it was like, hey, look, I drove to the snow. What a great idea.
Yeah.
Then I can drive right out of it.
Yep. And that was such a beautiful drive. And then we randomly found this Texas barbecue joint in San Bernardino, and it was mind-blowingly good.
It was one of those places, like sometimes when you go get barbecue, it's either the sides are good and the meat's like meh, or the meat's really good and the sides are like ugh. But this place actually did really well on both. I was really surprised. They had like a big old beef rib, which is like this giant rib thing. It was so good. It was tasty.
So we splurged on that.
Yeah, we did splurge on that.
But that was so good. So good.
It was out of vacation fund.
It was a really nice road trip getaway. That's the cool thing about being here, is that we do a lot of like 2 hours here, 3 hours here, and you're just in a completely different environment. So it's really fun. But in total, this is how this pie chart is made up of what we actually spent money on. So all of this stuff here. So it is not a reflection of these percentages. You're going to see the differences because you're like, oh, well, of your actual take home, you spent 31.61% towards rent. But out of this total that we spent, it's 44.2%. So
it doesn't take into account savings.
It doesn't take into account the income that you brought in out of this chart.
Okay.
This chart does.
Okay, so we really spent 31% of our take home
Yeah.
on rent.
Yeah. Yeah, almost 32%. Yeah. That said, we have lots of money left over. Oh, I didn't get into the pre-tax paycheck contributions because we actually updated that for the first time ever, ladies and
The
gentlemen.
amount of times that people have asked us to update that.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah. To the jury box, I have proof and evidence that we actually filled this out, and we could see a year-to-date contributions to these different things that, by the way, this is all Kyle's paycheck,
W-2.
not mine. Although I do pay myself through payroll, and I do pay insurance and all that, but I don't include any like pre-tax retirement contributions yet. So there you go. And you're pretty much almost maxing out our health savings account at this point, which is really nice.
Yeah, retirement and the 401k thing and the HSA are both maxed out.
Mm-hmm. And I was starting to look at this. I'm like, oh my gosh, your health insurance for the three of us is just over $500 a month for the three of us. I'm like, that's pretty dang good.
Yeah, from the stories that I hear of what people pay, like it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. So what should we do with the surplus?
I think we have an enormous expense coming up, and I think we should just put it towards that enormous expense.
Enormous expense. I like that.
It's more suspense about the expense.
That makes sense.
We're definitely not on the fence about the expense. Dr. Seuss is where? Anyways.
Yeah. It's more than a couple of pence.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
If you've got another pun you can add on top of this in the comments, we would love it. So
let's keep it rolling.
Let's keep this going, please.
Keep it rolling. Why not? This is fun. Let me know what you think about this new template. Do you like it? Do you love it? Are you like, I want to get my hands on it? It will be available soon. And that was easy day.
That was. And it took us a long time to actually sit down and do this. Because it's just been
always
chaos.
say that.
Yeah.
We're like,
you were in DC. I've been sick. Like, it's just been a wild month. So
yeah.
glad we could come here and share our experience with y'all.
Yeah. Okay. We'll catch you next month for another episode.
Yeah.